What is up, guys? It's your boy Angel Rodriguez, A2Z, man. We're here with another episode, man. We have music artist, car dealer, Mike-Kel's?
It's My-Kel.
My-Kel.
Yeah.
Bro, I've been practicing that since like yesterday. Dude, yeah, so, bro, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. I appreciate y'all having me come through. I really appreciate this. This is fucking dope.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for that, dude. This platform, bro, is just for people to give people a voice, because I don't know why I feel like it's hard for people to get an interview where they talk about themselves and what they do. Like I feel like you either gotta have followers or you gotta have money to pay for it.
Oh, yeah. I feel that, like, pretty,
Like, I don't know. I feel like everybody got a story, bro. It just depends on how it's told. That really matters. But for people's first time, bro, I likes to go back to the origin story. Like, where were you born? How was it growing up? And then we'll get into what you got going on, like the music and the casino.
Yeah, so I wasn't actually born in Rockford.
Oh shit.
I was, like, born in, like, McHenry County or something. Like,
Illinois.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
It's like,
okay.
it's Harvard area or some shit. Like, I don't know exactly where it is. I just know it's a McHenry County hospital.
Okay.
And I grew up in Harvard for like the first like 8 years or something like that. Till my parents split up, and we lived like a pretty good life until that point. Like, I think it was like solid middle class. I had like a lot of shit growing up. Like, my dad had me getting like every game system. I remember like ripping the Nintendo 64 off the shelf and it just busted. And he just took me out straight up like that same day. Just bought it again. It was like fucking pretty expensive system at the time. So
Okay.
that was pretty cool. But then as soon as like they split up, man, it was just downhill. Like, my dad moved down south, my mom moved to Rockford, and it was just low income as fuck. Like,
And
I didn't have shit growing up past that point.
and why, if you don't mind me asking, why did you go with your mom?
Oh well, fuck, man. It was just my dad moved down to Kansas, and there wasn't shit down there. Like, I spent like a year or two down there, and he had me on a fucking animal sanctuary, like shoveling horse shit. And I'm
Oh,
like
okay.
12. I'm like, fuck this, dude. I'm trying to go back to Rockford and hang out with my friends, and
Hmm.
just beyond that bullshit. I was like fucking like I wasn't really like doing anything crazy growing up. I was like fucking smoking weed, skateboarding, and shit like that.
Hmm.
We had like a party house. It was like on Mila it was like kind of like a halfway house, because it wasn't my mom that owned it. It was like my friend Nick. Like, his mom kind of took me in around like age like 15 or something like that, because my mom, she isn't really like the most stable person. She's a bit off the wall, and they seen that clearly. They were like,
Hmm.
just come stay with us. But it was a fucking party house. Like, we had what's it called? We had fucking keggers all the time, and we had like all these kids from like multiple high schools coming through, and we had like dudes at the door like doing like security, marking stripes and taking money, and it was
Oh
kind of
shit.
ridiculous. There would be always cops in that motherfucker, like trying to shut it down. Like, I remember it was like a big party one night, and we had like all these people in the garage, probably like 100 people. And somebody was like, "Shut the fuck up! The cops are here!" And everybody just went quietly, cut on the lights, and we could see the flashlights under the garage door. And everybody's just like, nobody said a peep, and they just fucked off. It was kind of funny. Just something I remember from that way back and shit like that.
So growing up, you're just like partying.
Yeah, it was just partying. Honestly, there was a little bit of like dealing going on because of that shit. I ain't gonna speak too much about it, but we were making a little money. It wasn't like nothing crazy, like hustler, like city or nothing. Nah, we were just like little teenagers, like just running up and down the road, making a little bit of chump change, and then going down to the mobile gas station and like stealing energy drinks. Like, that's about it. Like, we weren't
Yeah.
crazy or nothing like that. I think the craziest we got was like stealing road signs or something off the or cones off the side of the road, which is stupid as I don't know why they were doing that. They were goofy.
But so because your mom was unstable, bro, you felt like you had leeway to do certain stuff like that?
I mean, I don't even know where to begin with that. Like, she tried to control me, but it was like effortless. Like, yeah, you better not do shit, but I'd still take off, and there was like no type of repercussions or anything for it. Like, I was in truancy court, all types of shit growing up. It was almost like she didn't want me to go to school. Like, she just didn't want to bother, didn't give a fuck. So I wasn't really in high school much. I think it was like 10th and 11th grade. I just kind of gave up. I didn't really care. I was smoking weed, acting stupid. I wish I would have went back and slapped myself silly, and then joined the basketball team at Auburn, because they were always in there like, bro, you need to get on a basketball team. But I'm like, fuck that. I'm gonna go home and smoke a bong. I was not trying to do nothing back then. I was just a bum.
No, bro. I feel you. Same thing. I didn't finish school, bro, because I forgot. Junior or sophomore. No. Like my third year in high school, bro. Fucking, I got into weed, bro, and I was making money on the side, bro. So I was like, fuck school. I'm not even paying attention, bro. Like, even if I did pay attention, the credits I needed was I didn't have the credits I needed.
Yeah, well, it felt like Auburn, like they were just kind of like, even the teachers didn't give a fuck. Like, they just throw on what's it called, the overhead like projector, and he just like slap a fucking worksheet on it, and then when you go up and ask questions, he'd be like, "Why don't you know this shit already? The fuck out of my face!" Like, it was like no helping that bitch. It was like the opposite of No Child Left Behind. It was like Every Child Left Behind. It was fucked up,
dude. And yeah, that's crazy because I also went to Auburn too.
Yeah, man, I'm pretty old.
Yeah. Mine, I had to go to ROTC though, in order to go to Auburn.
I was there when they had the freshman campus.
Me too.
That shit was crazy as fuck.
Yeah, I think 2 years or a year after my freshman campus year, they took down the campus.
I think that was like the same year as me, honestly. I don't know. It's just so hard to remember back then. I got like memory problems and shit. So
yeah, dude, fucking bro, man, that freshman campus was dope, bro.
I don't even remember that year. I was just fucking trashed in that bitch every day.
Yeah,
teachers pulling me aside like, "What are you doing before class?" I was in that bitch like gone off of like fucking narcos and weed and shit. It was pretty fucking terrible. I remember throwing up everywhere in class, and everybody was like, "What the fuck is up with you?" Yeah. I went home. I was just I was like ODing, like not dying, but I was like ODing on some narcos. Like, I don't know if people know much about that shit, but like when you OD on opiates, you can either fall asleep and then like, your fucking organs start to shut down, or you can just get really stomach sick and then just start getting all like what's it called, like getting hot flashes and then throwing up everywhere. And that's what was happening to me at the time.
Oh shit.
I was like really underweight. Some girl gave me like 2 full fucking Vicodins, and I was just like, and then like I think it was like an hour or two later, I was just fucked.
Oh shit. Yeah. So like, were you getting into trouble or nah? Like, it was just it was just like chilling, kicking it, smoking. Because I used to do the same thing, bro. Like, I didn't really go out to get in trouble, bro. I went out to get high and smoke weed, kick it, drink. That's what I liked.
We were like trashy as fuck back then. Like, it was a party house and we were chilling, but motherfuckers are in there fighting, whipping beer around. Like, I fucking broke my damn fucking knuckles fighting in that bitch. Like, I can't. I used to be an amazing artist. Like, I draw a lot and stuff like that. Okay. And when that happened, I think I was like 17. I busted my knuckle bones really bad. You can kind of see it. And now whenever I like use my hand, like my right hand, and like put a lot of pressure on like a pencil, I get really bad carpal tunnel and it starts to lock up. So I can't really draw. My girlfriend's trying to get me to like get into digital pads and get back on it, because I'm very expressive and I got a lot of like creativity and ideas and stuff like that. So I'm really definitely trying to like, make something with that. It's just, I feel like with the drawing and art, I kind of like lost my talent. Not necessarily like lost it, but like it's still there and I just can't utilize it.
No, I feel you, bro. I definitely picked it up, and when I definitely like fell off with it, stopped doing it, and then I picked it back up, and I felt like I couldn't really do it. And again, me too, bro. Like I remember I punched the locker so hard that my fucking knuckle fucked up, bro. Like I don't know if you can see like this shit.
Yeah, I see it. It's like pressed in.
Yeah, fucking. So that's crazy, bro. Like, so when I draw, bro, like, if I draw for too long, my hand starts to cramp up, and like it's hard for me to draw.
Yeah, that shit fucking sucks, man. Yeah. Honestly.
But that's something I didn't even know, bro. Like how did you like become or draw? Like,
I was just always into it. I remember I was like in fucking like recent middle school or something, and I got this really good memory. I was like doing offhand tracing of like DBZ characters, and these motherfuckers stole my goddamn fucking like the art I did, and they were going around being like, "Oh, I did this shit," and all like bragging about it. I'm just sitting there in the back like, "Damn, you motherfuckers! That's my shit." Like, what the fuck,
dude? So, how long did it take for you to get into music?
Honestly, back when I was like a little teenager and shit, I really didn't really like listen to rap at all, because I came from like a white family and shit like that. Like my dad, he's a little bit racist. He'd be calling me his ghetto son and stuff like that. They're in Kansas. Like, let's be honest, they're all fucking racist down there.
Oh, okay.
But I think I was a teenager when I moved out of that party house, and then I started living with my mom. And that's when like A$AP Rocky really started popping, and they started pushing that like I feel like the trap scene was already kind of taken off back then because of like T.I. and Gucci Mane and shit like that. But like A$AP Rocky, when he started dropping, that was kind of like where I really like started really fucking with like trap 808 type music. Like I like Tupac and shit. I really appreciated his art, and I really fucking like. I still listen to Tupac and shit, but like for instance, like with rap music and shit, like the 808 side of it, like it was like A$AP Rocky, like 2011 or 2012. From then on, I started really getting into like the underground and shit like that. I started looking up like Raider Clan and all them, and then the SoundCloud era underground started popping, and I really fuck with that like waviness and like low fidelity type music, like with Bones and Suicide Boys back when they first started popping. But I will be honest, I went to like a Suicide Boys concert. It was like years ago, and I was like looking around, and I was like, man, fuck this music. Y'all are fucking corny. I can't be around this crowd. So I completely separated myself from their music. Like, I just think they're corny now.
Fortunately for me, bro, I caught on to the Suicide Boys like last year or a couple years. It's recent.
Yeah, they're all right. I mean, they're just, I feel like they're what's it called? They're just like poppy, like media type music now. Honestly, like they appeal to a very like immature crowd and shit like that, and like their shit isn't really that notable. I like how it's like diverse. Like, they got a lot of different elements coming in, but for, like, me as, like, an adult man, like, I just don't give a fuck about the music no more. Like, there's their music in general. Okay.
And so, listening to A$AP and them, like, did that make you want to make music?
Oh, hell no. I was, like, not really into making music back then. I had so much shit going on back then. I was basically the parent for my parents. Like, I had to like be responsible for them, watch to make sure my dad wasn't like fucking like doing all types of crazy shit like that motherfucker. I don't even want to speak on it too much, but like in my mom's instance, like her ass, she didn't give a fuck about none of us. So I was like always like being my little sister's parents. Like I'd always be making them food, watching out for them. I was like fighting kids on the fucking neighborhood for her. She'd be like, "They're throwing rocks at the windows again, Michael." And I had to get out there and like go fight like 10 kids, like throwing bikes down the street. So I didn't really have much time to focus on no music, like when I was younger and shit like that.
So you're not the only child.
Oh hell no! I got so many fucking siblings. It's crazy. Like,
okay. And I low key, bro. I thought you were the only child because you said like your dad was buying you stuff and. I thought.
Oh no, it was just. I think back then it was like me and my sister, and I had two older brothers, but they were half brothers, so they kind of lived with us, and he buy him shit. He was just balling out his ass back then. He worked as like a wallpaper hanger at the Union, so they were making fuckloads of money. And he was just, he had like Harleys and all types of cars in the driveway. So, just because he was buying me a few Nintendo 64s, he was kind of like buying all of his shit. Like my brother had like a Cannondale bike at like 16, which is like a fucking $3,000 frame mountain bike or some shit. He was really fucking giving us a lot of shit back then. It was kind of cool, but yeah, I got a lot of siblings, man. I got like 2 older half brothers. I got a younger full sister. I got a younger half sister, and then I probably got like 8 step siblings. It's crazy.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, it's a huge family. My dad did not keep his dick in his pants. He was fucking like everything, bro. He was fucking like ruthless with the bitches.
Dude, so you had to grow up pretty fast, I'm assuming.
Oh hell yeah, I didn't have no time to really fuck around. I think I was like maybe like 17 or 18 when I finally moved out of that halfway house and started living with my mom, and then shit got real. Like, I don't really know how to describe it. Like, she was just like, if I'm going to just give a statement, like, she's just schizophrenic as fuck. And I've been trying to battle the courts for, like, the past, like, decade. Just trying to get her help going in and out of Winnebago County. I still remember the judge looking at my face and just going, why the fuck you in here trying to get her help? Just block her. And I'm like, bro, fuck you. That's my fucking mom. Like, how the fuck are you going to say that shit to me? And, the cops, they'd respond to, like, disturbance calls, domestic calls. She'd be like, my son's trying to abuse me. Because I'd be like, why the fuck are you, like, trying to leak gas all over the living room, bringing lawnmowers in the living room? Because she's schizophrenic. She doesn't really think normally.
Yeah,
The cops would fucking respond, and they'd be like, well, why are you living with her? You're like 26, dude. Just move out and join the army. And I'm like, fuck you, dude. This is my only fucking parent right now. She ain't got nobody helping her. I got to be there for her. And I'm still trying to, like, help her out and get her help. And she's just, the system don't really care about, like, mentally ill people right now. They're just kind of, like, pushed to the back. You'll see them walking through Rockford all the time, like, in the middle of the fucking street. And it's because they shut down that mental health asylum or whatever the fuck. They don't really get much help, bro. They just be in and out of the fucking homeless shelters and shit now. It's fucked up.
Yeah, man, as of recent, I mean, I personally haven't dealt with it, but, like, my family has. Like, my grandma has just recently got diagnosed with not schizophrenia. I think it is schizophrenia. Dementia, bro.
Yeah, that shit's tough, man. My condolences.
Bro, like, it's so easy for somebody to take advantage of that, bro.
Man, you got no idea. That's exactly why I stayed with my mom, like, all through my, like, late 20s, was because she had, like, this homeless dude living with her or something when I was in that party house. And he came in the house and started doing some, like, crazy shit. I ain't really going to say too much.
Yeah.
But, like, I was, like, fighting that dude and shit.
No, bro. I believe it, bro. And then with people that have, dementia or schizophrenia, bro, like, they don't know, bro. Like, it's what, like, I don't know, man. It's crazy, bro. Like, it's crazy and scary what they can get themselves into.
Oh, man,
bro.
you got fucking no idea.
Yeah, bro.
She's always into some shit. Like, I'm always talking to fucking cops because of her. Not no more, but, like, a couple years ago, oh, man, dude, they were always there. I called a dispatch center because I'm like, oh, she's missing again or something. I don't know where she went. Oh. She's been gone for, like, 16 hours, and, I don't have any idea what the fuck's going on. So they do, like, a little alert on her and look around and fucking, just, I don't know where I'm getting at with this, but, like, oh, man, it's hard to, like, just deal with that shit and just, like, get past it, honestly. Like, I'm still kind of, like, beating myself up about a lot of that shit. What can you do?
So, yeah, I mean, yeah, bro, like, so it was, like, what did it weigh heavy on your mind?
Oh, fuck yeah, man. Like, when I was a young man, I don't feel like I had any type of, like, confidence or like, ego back when I was a younger man to even make music. Like, I was always second guessing myself about everything. Like, man, I was fucking, like, mentally just a bitch. Like, I'll just be honest. Like, I was a little bitch boy back then. But then, like as I grew up into my like later 20s, I completely 180'd. Like I just stopped giving a fuck, Like certain shit happened and I was like, man, this shit ain't even that serious. And I just started like chilling out, and really trying to like I always put my mental health before like a lot of stuff in life.
And is that because you saw like what mental health could do?
Oh, it's from a multiple like factors. It's
okay.
from my mom, being crazy, and it's just from people being like manipulative in my family. Like there's a lot of drug problems with my older brothers and shit, like doing like fucking heroin and types. Like they'd always be trying to like get money out of me. Nothing against my oldest brother Eric, but he still hits me up for money, and he's like, he's making a whole lot of money. He's like a jack of all trades. He does like painting, plumbing, carpentry, all that shit. And he's up in Walworth County right now in like Lake Geneva and Delavan Lake area.
Okay.
And he's just hustling them old people, just overbidding. Like, yeah, I'll do your house painting for $8,000. And he goes and spends like $2,000 in like utilities, and then just fucks off for like 2 weeks. Doesn't even do shit. He's a good painter. It's just he's kind of like scamming the fuck out of people up there, and it's kind of shady.
No, bro, I get it, cause in my family, bro, like cousins and stuff, bro, like they definitely got into drugs, bro. And bro, let me tell you, bro, they get you into shit too, bro. It's like mad crazy, bro. They don't care as long as they get their fix, bro.
They'd be like, let me get a ride, man. Take me across town. I'm gonna stop at this apartment, and all of a sudden you're doing meth deals and you don't even understand.
Bro, let me do it when you want better. My cousin, he did a Craigslist deal. Like he was gonna sell rims to these guys. He did the deal in my garage in the alley.
Oh damn.
He robs them for the money, goes through our yard and into our back door, and then leaves through the front where he had a car parked with his mom in there. And then he dips. The people that got robbed, bro, they saw him going into our house, so he came in. They came knocking to the door and asking like, "Hey, where is he and shit, bro?" They obviously they weren't gonna do nothing to us because they weren't sure like who he was.
Yeah, that's fucking trash though.
Yeah, bro, but they could have done shit to us, bro. And then they called the cops, and the cops had to come in to the house to make sure he wasn't here. So, bro, like, when it comes to drugs and family, yeah, bro, like.
Shady as fuck.
Yeah, like, and me growing up, bro, I thought I was the only one going through, like, at least certain shit like that.
Oh, man, I felt like such a black sheep with society in general. Like in the family side of things, like, I'm kind of like the golden child in a way, because I'm like the generation after all the drug abuse and the fucking crazy heroin, meth bullshit. And I've seen it all the like withdrawals and all the like things that came with that life, and I didn't want no part of it. Like I think one of the earliest memories, I had my stepsister. I'm like 12 at the time. I'm sitting there eating like Doritos, and I see her like on the countertop, or not on the counter. She's like laying up against it at like the family house in Kansas, and she's just like doing all this weird shit, like whoo, yeah, whoo. And back then I didn't know what the fuck was going on, but now that I'm an older man, I realize that she was tweaking on meth, and I was seeing all that shit before I could even like
comprehend.
Yeah, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. They were stealing all my shit. Yeah. Like I didn't have nothing down there. I had like 6 fucking like stupid ass PC games or whatever I play. The motherfuckers stole the disc. Like they ain't even worth like $1. It was like the old Diablo and shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, you trying to hustle and resell that shit, you ain't getting a fucking dollar back. You had no CD keys. So they just took fucking everything. Them motherfuckers were straight on some bullshit back then. That's kind of why I moved up here. Because I have fucking nothing down there. I'm in a goddamn farm in Kansas, going out in the fucking woods, playing with sticks and dogs and shit. Like, I'm like, this is so fucking lame. I'm going up to fucking Rockford, where I'm going to go hang out at my boy's house, and we're going to play Xbox all day. And that's kind of where I gravitated towards, There was just nothing going down in Kansas. And I still remember them motherfuckers. They were like, Michael Taylor talked like one of them shitty folk. And that's what they were saying about me in class and shit. They were so fucking redneck. It was crazy.
Dude, yeah. I mean, I can't imagine Kansas, bro. Like,
Oh, bro, don't go there.
yeah. I mean, because, again, I wasn't born in Rockford, bro. I was born in Chicago. So when I moved to Rockford, I felt like I was going to Kansas, bro.
Yeah, I know. This town is kind of like Kansas in the way that it's like a small city and a big city. Everybody's stuck in that, like, old school mindset or whatever the fuck, where they're just like, oh, I don't know how to try to describe it. It's like...
No, my first racism I've ever dealt with, bro, was in Rockford.
Oh, yeah, me too. Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to get into that, though. I'm a white dude. There ain't much of that for me.
Yeah. What's it called? So the music, bro, like, at what time or what age did you try it then? Like...
Oh, fuck. I think I was, like, freestyling around, like, shit. Like maybe in, like, 2017. I started, like, really writing shit down and like freestyling and shit because I really fuck with, like, the Suicide Boys, like Memphis triplet flows and
you
like
can smoke,
that.
bro. My bad. I kind of lost track at the time, but yeah.
I ain't got a lighter though.
That's perfect because I need to.
But yeah, if I'm gonna talk about when I started really getting into rap, it was all that fucking West Coast shit they were coming out with in the past, like, couple years. With, like, Draco the Ruler and the Stink Team. Like, I don't know what it is about with their sound, but they had that, like, lo-fi, like, low-fidelity flow type where he's like, bitch, I'll pimp slap you. Shit. Yeah. And I just really resonated with that shit. I was like, damn. I was like, I think I found my go-to, like sound that I really like. Like, I ain't trying to, like, fucking, like, what's it called? Like, fanboy out, but I just really fuck with, like, the West Coast, like, street shit they got going on. Like, I was really into drill, like, a couple years ago. I like FBG Duck and all them boys and a lot of the, like I ain't gonna speak too much about gang shit, but as far as, like, the Chicago, like, rap scene is concerned, like, there's a lot of BD rappers and there's a lot of GD rappers. And like, I ain't got no affiliation with any of those people, but I just really like the GD rappers side of, like, things. Like, I like FBG Duck. I don't know what it is about. I just really like their music. Like, it just felt like they were, like, better rappers in my opinion. Okay. King Von's pretty dope, but he kind of, like, came out after I was, like, not really fucking with drill no more. So, I mean, I had a few songs from him, but for the most part, not really. I didn't really like listening to him, to be honest.
No, I feel you, bro. Me, like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I wasn't really a fan of drill. I just don't like that type of energy.
You know, the problem with it is it's just the same shit. They're all still dissing the same dead kids. Like, 10 years later, you got, like, full-grown, like, 20-something-year-old dudes talking shit about 14-year-olds that died in alleyways. It's like, that's kind of fucking trash, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And the thing with drill, bro, it's the same thing. Either talk about somebody that's dead, gangs, sliding on people.
It's always the same lyrics.
Yeah.
The same flows. So you can listen to it for a little bit, but you're going to get bored real quick.
Yeah. And the thing with rap, hip-hop, the thing is, you can have so many different types of rap. Drill, it has to have certain elements, in my opinion.
I feel like it's mostly the beats that I really fuck with, to be honest.
Yeah, the beats of drills, low key, those be hitting. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, just the music itself, man, I'm not a big fan, you know. But there is some people, I'm not gonna lie, bro. There is some people that can pull it off.
Like Sancho.
Yes, and I didn't want to bring it up because, again, bro, like, I personally don't want to be a butt kisser, you know. But it's definitely R.I.P. Sancho, bro.
Yeah, I really fuck with Sancho, man.
Yeah, definitely gonna miss that. But okay, so how was your first time recording? Like the stuff you wrote, like, did you record that, or did it take time?
I think it was around 2021 when I started really putting shit on wax. My boy handed me, like, a Yeti mic or something. And he was like, go at it. He's like, you always freestyle on the beats. He's like, you this is you. Yeah. He was like, this is what you want to do. And I was like, man, I ain't on it. But then I started taking a lot of shroom trips and then, like, really self-reflecting and being like, who do I want to be, and, like, what am I doing in my life? And then I was like, you know, I kind of felt like trap. Like, I wasn't really being myself, just listening to rap and then freestyling. I was like, I need to put some, like, imagery out and get, like, some sort of, like, platform going, or not even a platform. I just need to make music.
Yeah.
Because I really like how you just create a memory of yourself. Like when my dad died and my brothers died, and shit like that. I ain't got nothing with them. Like I got a few fucking like snapshot fucking reels and like images of us together, but man, they were always in fucking jail and prison. So like when they fucking died, I didn't have like much memories or like no type of videos about them. It really fucking beat me up, made me sour, and I was just so fucking like in my own. Man, 2020, I was lost. Like it was so much losses in 1 year. I lost my brother, and then my dad right after he died, like 3 months after.
Oh shit.
And they were super close to me. Like I got images of us all together on Instagram, and I lost my dad, like in front of my face. Like I walked in on him, like that. And I was trying to do CPR on him, and I couldn't save him, man. It's still, like, I'll be, like, on Facebook and shit, and they'll be talking about, like, I would never pull my, someone off of life support. He could still be alive. And I'd be second-guessing myself, like, I did that with my dad. Like, the hospital was on the phone because my truck exploded.
Oh shit.
Them motherfuckers blew up my truck and everything down there. Like, the whole engine was exploded. Like, the what was the radiator fan like came off and started pushing in the engine, and the radiator was all fucked up. So I had no ride. I'm in the middle of like Wisconsin at the time in like Delavan Lake, and he was bouncing hospital to hospital for 2 fucking hours, man, because it's middle of COVID, and he just hit the fucking doors brain dead like 2 hours later. And the who was it, the medical doctor? He had to ask me like 30 times. He was like, "Are you sure you want to pull your dad off the plug?" And I kept having to reiterate it for the legal purposes. That way I couldn't, in a later setting, try to sue the hospital and be like, "Oh, they made me pull my dad's plug against my will." Like, so I had to say that a bunch of times. And it's just kind of hard for me to like recite all this shit because like it's all kind of a blur. Like it felt like I was like the only one like really trying to like handle all that fucking like I never got a memorial or a funeral for him, and it really fucked me up in the head. And it was just because like the family, like, and everybody, they just kind of like left it all to me. They're like, "You take care of your dad's death. You set up the whole cremation and all that shit, and just do it." And I didn't have no fucking job at the time. I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do? I did a GoFundMe, and we capped it out at like $1,100 or $1,200 or something, and it reached the max. And I couldn't get no money over that shit. So I think I got like $18 left over when I did the GoFundMe for my dad's cremation. Yeah. And the whole time I'm fucking doing that shit, bro. I ain't trying to dog my brother too much, but he's like trying to get me to hand him some money for rent purposes when he's like got some really bad drug issues. And I was just like, it just made me feel isolated. Like, damn, I really ain't got nobody fucking nothing helping me. I think the Walworth County or something, or whatever the fuck it was, denied even paying for this shit. And it was fucked up when my dad died. Like, we were waiting on his Social Security check or some shit. And, because he's old as fuck.
Okay.
And then the third rolls around. He died on the 29th, and they didn't even give us the Social Security check. And I'm like, bro, we didn't have nothing. Like, my dad emptied his account out, sending all these women money, and I'm sitting there with my fucking brother. And we're broke as fuck going, what the fuck are we gonna do? It was fucking, oh my God.
Nah, bro, I definitely gotta give you your props, bro. Like, that's a lot to handle, bro. I don't think I would be able to handle that shit.
Bro. Everybody always says that. It just comes out of you. Because there's a My-Kel after that, and then there's a Michael before that happened. I was I was like a really soft-hearted person back then, and I was like really empathetic. And I just wanted to be like, oh, what's it called? There for my people, I was like helping my brother out, trying to like help him with his addiction problems. I remember driving to like northern Wisconsin for like a total of 16 hours, and I just did it. Like I was kind of expecting some money or something from him. Like, oh yeah, man, here's like $50 for doing that. I didn't get shit for it. It was a huge waste of time. He was just back to fucking doing the same old bullshit, and it just, yeah, back then I wasn't really thinking about like, oh, I'm such a hard person or really a fucking sturdy person for going through all that shit. I was just going through it. Like, I remember when my dad, like, he started passing, I ran in that fucking room like I was like like a fucking EMT surgeon. I was like, let's do the CPR. Is he all right? You know, calling. I was like super serious. And then when his shit started really boiling down, I just started crying. Like, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going through all this.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, it's mind boggling to go through all that shit. My brother passed. I didn't have much interactions with him because he was in jail doing all this crazy shit. And when he passed, you know, I was pretty broken up about it. It was like my first close death that I actually experienced. And I thought it was, you know, I was like, damn, I'm grieving and shit like that. I had people trying to control my grieving, like, oh, you shouldn't be inside all day. You need to get out and live life and stop letting that shit beat you up. And I'm just, it's like 2 days after he died. Like, how are you gonna tell me how to handle my grief?
Yeah,
Like,
especially so soon, you know.
Yeah, and then when my dad died, that was like a complete 180. I was like, it was close to me. It was traumatic, and then I was just abandoned. Like I felt like after he died, the house was empty, and I just wake up and there'd be nothing. I'd stare down the hallway to his fucking room and see his bed empty, and I just, you know, you just can't help but self-reflect, and just, it feels lonely. And then I'm in the middle of fucking like Delavan Lake, an hour or two away from all my friends, so like I can't really get to them. I'm broke as fuck back then, so I'm just calling on my sister every day, just trauma dumping the fuck out of her. You know, everybody has a different way they handle grief. So like when people like have shit happen to them, and then people are on some bullshit, I try not to be too hard. I just had my homie. He had some serious, like really close, like tragic way of having someone close, you know, passing him. And the whole time I'm sitting there messaging him, I'm like trying to like control my wording. Like, because there's a lot of, like, you know, when people speak about shit, they say a lot of underhanded, backhanded shit when they're on, like, bad energy. But you could be talking to somebody that's grief-stricken, and you could just say shit, and, like, you know, you're trying to, like be nice to them. But you'll say shit, and you'll offend them, and you won't even know. Like, they'll get all fucking upbeat about it. Like, why'd you say that about this? It's hard. It's hard trying to just connect with somebody that's grieving. To be honest.
Yeah, that's true, man. Yeah, like me, bro, like I am trying to connect, because I feel like we do got similarities, bro. But just, you know, my dad hasn't passed yet, you know. And I can't imagine it, bro. Like it haunts me in the back of my head, but like,
well, don't think about it. Just live it up, you know. Just do life, you know, like enjoy life and savor in the moments, but don't like oh, I gotta fucking hug him and shit, like all that, because I told you my story. You know, it's my story.
Yeah.
And it's just what I gotta go through. And you got your story, and it's just gonna happen to you in a different way. Everybody has their own story. So, like, you know, just, like, don't let people influence you too much, and just try to, like, make sure you just, you know, take care of shit. And put yourself first before, like, disingenuous people and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, bro. That's something I'm learning. You know, like.
Oh, every day's a lesson, man. You're always fucking learning.
Yeah, cause dude, man, I don't know how to say it, but I thought everybody was genuine until you keep meeting people and then you find out not everybody's genuine.
Oh,
bro.
hell yeah, man. I'm paranoid as hell to just meet new people. Like,
Me
I'm always
too.
second guessing people. I'm always doing this, like I feel like I come across a little bit too aggressive sometimes with people, and they kind of take me the wrong way. But a lot of it's just kind of like, I'm just testing the waters, gauging the reactions, trying to see how, like, everything is with you before I can even, like, start expressing myself and, like, telling you who I really am and shit like that. Like, I try to, like, I've been learning as I get older, like, being concise and very, like, you know, just articulated and fucking just very, I don't know how to describe it. Just knowing what the fuck you're saying.
Yeah.
Don't be on no fucking, like, yapping ass bullshit, and then keep it, like, straight and concise. Like, I feel like people that just sit there and just blah, 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 and like, you know, gotta say everything. They just come off as, like, unintelligent to me and just, like, a waste of my fucking time.
Yeah.
You know, like, the best men or whatever the fuck, or figures in society, they tend to keep it, like, you know, low-key. They speak their 2 cents, but they're clear and concise. You know, they don't get all personal and like emotional about it and shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's the one. And I feel the same way, bro. I feel like some people think I'm like this, like, bold or an asshole in a way. But
Yeah, I get that. You know, it's two sides of everything. Some people call you a bitch. Some people think that you're just an asshole. But you just gotta, like, you know, keep that middle ground.
But yeah, but the thing is, bro, like, people don't know what you've gone through, bro. Like, there's a reason why you're like that. You know?
Yeah, everybody's got a story though. I feel like, you know, like I feel like Rockford's full of sob stories. Like when you sit there and you brag about how, like, oh, bro, I made it out the struggle. And it's like, yeah, so did 150 other thousand people in this city.
Yeah.
Like, you're no different from the guy, like, that's living on Perryville right now. There's so many people, like, losing shit in Rockford. This city's just, like, a city of loss. Like, Rockford lost its economy. I don't know if many people know. Like, but back in, like, the 80s, you know, like, a lot of people might not know that. Our city's in the middle of Rust Belt. And we used to be, like, a huge city of, like, manufacturing and shit. Yeah. So there's this huge problem with Rockford, like, opiates and stuff. Like, a lot of people were overprescribed, like, a lot of painkillers back in the day. And it really fucked the city up. So on top of the economic loss and everybody shifting their jobs to other types of, like, you know, industries and stuff like that, we also had to deal with, like, really intense, like, fucking, like just drugs and shit like that, drug dealing and drug addiction. Like, the city is terrible. I think I read somewhere, I can't remember, it was like an article or something, but it was talking about how when fentanyl first had entered the United States, some of the first overdoses that were actually occurring, like in the media or whatever the fuck, were occurring in Rockford. Like, we were the first city or whatever to be stricken with a lot of that shit. Well, not technically the first city, but one of.
Yeah. One of the many. Fucking yeah, bro. I didn't know that Rockford had a drug problem until I seen this documentary where like the drug roots, goes through Rockford.
Oh hell yeah!
I didn't know that though.
There's a lot of bullshit in this city. Like you know, everybody's like in this rap scene. They always talk about like all this fucking like this gang, and then like there's still a lot of biker gangs out here and shit. It ain't always just like, you know, like fucking like the street gangs from Chicago. Yeah. We got like a lot of fucking like
Hell's Angels.
Yeah. I ain't trying to name drop, but there was like an affiliate subsidiary of one of those motherfuckers that used to hang around a lot.
And the reason why I know that, bro, is because my bus route would go through one of the clubs, and I didn't know it at the time.
Everybody talks about that house that was like by what is it called?
South May.
Yeah, it's right by Fiesta or La Chiquita Market, like right down the road.
Yeah.
I think the cops shut that shit down like maybe a decade ago or something, or around there.
Yeah, and that shit's crazy. But dude, since we are talking about Rockford, I did want to ask you this: how do you feel like Rockford is? How do you feel Rockford is a good place for a music artist?
I mean,
anybody in general.
I feel like it's 50-50. Like, I really like how Rockford has all these new emerging artists, and people are trying to, like, pump money in the scene, but then there's, like, just a lot of motherfuckers that are on just straight-up nonsense out here. Like, they're just, you know, like, they got the cameras out, and they're just whatever the fuck they're doing. And they just, I also mentioned the Facebook police. If you say anything vague, or, like, comment on somebody that has a problem with somebody, like, 3 or 4 weeks in the past, like, motherfuckers will hop in your DMs like, hey, bro, what were you saying? This is what I looked up in the search bar. I was on my, you know, like, there's, like, a whole bunch of motherfuckers that do that. So, like, if you're a new artist and you make rap music and you just talk a little bit of bullshit, they will fucking just, like, put the spotlight up on your ass and just do whatever the fuck they can to just, like, try and question your, like, integrity and shit like that. Like, why you doing this shit? I'm trying to be on that bullshit with you.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I kind of love Rockford in a way. Like, it's just, you know, it's original. There's a lot of different entities out here, and it has its own music scene. And a lot of people are influenced by a lot of different artists. Like, you go to a show out here, sometimes you'll see the 20 dudes that all have different stage names that sound exactly the same. I've had that happen. But then there's also a lot of people that make like a lot of different music, like shout out like Vinny Crew, and then like, you know, they're doing all them shows. But the thing I noticed is it's a diverse lineup of artists They all have like different like sounds and different genres and shit, and like it won't even be like hip hop. Some of it's like alternative, like rock almost and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I appreciate motherfuckers are like, you know, they're really doing their own thing out here and they're just showing themselves. So that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Rockford's dope for that reason.
Yeah, I just feel it's clicked up, and I feel like if you're not gonna pay for your spot, you're not gonna get a spot.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of like fucking dick holding and you know, just motherfuckers just I don't even know what they're fucking doing. Like bobbing their head like yes men and groups and shit like that. Just not even really doing anything but just like dick holding. That's all they're doing. Bench warmers. That's what I like to call them. Like if you ain't gonna put in the work, don't try to take credit for other people's work. You know.
Yeah.
Because that's not what men do. That's kind of what, you know, cornballs do.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And that's the reason why, bro, like I told you, like it's not about the music scene to come on here, bro. It's just tell me your story, bro, and just be honest with it, you know?
Hell yeah.
Because the music scene, bro, it might not do nothing for you, bro. Shit.
Oh, hell no. I feel like this, you know, Rockford can be like a black hole. Like you can go like sink a lot of money into like studios and shit like that. But I feel like a lot of motherfuckers ain't really like, they won't even be thinking on the same page as you. Like they'll just try to put their spin on like the mixer or whatever, and it'll come out like sounding like something you don't even like. I feel like the best music I make is when I just bought like a fucking $400 Shure mic, a Scarlett 212, and then just started like putting fucking like raw vocals in the mic, because like a lot of people think that they can like, you know, like just go to the studio and make something good. Like, oh, it sounds so good in my head when I rap to it on the beat.
Yeah.
But then when you actually start delivering and shit, there's like a lot of elements that go in with mixing and just the raw vocal take. Because if you come in and you got like a scrappy voice and you start doing the shit that I was doing like when I first started, it can really come off like abrasive to the listener. And I started to notice that like ain't nobody trying to listen to that shit like straight up. For like, you know, an hour, just nothing but shit.
No, I feel you, bro. Like, but like, did you discover this on your own, or were people pointing it out?
No, you know, honestly, I will shout out Ginger Jesus and the Sanctuary crew.
Yeah,
I really fuck with all them. But the one thing that I noticed when I like recorded with like Quest Tucker and those guys was I went down there and I think I was like recording like 5 or 6 songs or some shit at the time. Like I spent a little bit of money for a couple hours with them, but I think I was spitting one song and I just kept fucking up like this like I don't know, second verse or something, the end of it. And then Ginger Jesus is sitting there listening to it and he just like, wait, no, and he started reciting the lines and the flow I had, and I was like, I was completely off of that shit. I was just, I don't know where my head was, but he kind of helped me find what I was even trying to do with my music, which I really appreciate. Like, you know, they're definitely passionate, but they're just kind of like looking out for each other at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know, they're not looking to extort anything or extract money or fucking, you know, any of that bullshit.
Yeah. I feel like that's kind of hard to find, bro.
Oh, yeah. You know, well, there's a lot of people that are just going to hustle shit.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's always going to be people like that as well. You know, it's just part of, you know, the world. It's like that with all aspects of life. You know, people are so different.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of different, like, people that you meet out here.
Yeah. Dude, so your first time recording, yeah, I know, sorry if I bring it back, but like your first time recording, bro, like were you confident about it, or did
Oh, hell no. I think I was actually. I still got it up on SoundCloud. If you scroll all the way down, it's called Osama. I didn't even know what a compressor was back then. I just spit raw vocal takes into a Yeti mic. And it sounds like kind of a little bit booty. But the thing about rapping is if you just like keep improving your like raw vocals, mostly instead of trying to focus on like actually like going to the studio and creating a masterpiece with the mixer or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
You'll find that like your vocals are like literally the main aspect of mixing. Like the raw vocal takes and shit like that. Like you can do all this shit and try to work all your fucking, but if the shit's ass, it's gonna be ass.
And yeah. what makes something ass to you? Is it the beat, the lyrics?
I feel like it's like too mixing. Like I be mixing my shit like ass. Like I think honestly the last song I uploaded, it's called like Sipping Tsunamis on fucking YouTube. It's an older song from like a couple months back. But I just was fucking around in that phone. I didn't really know what the fuck I was doing. and I did a really shitty vocal take, and that's kind of why I don't like it too much. In my opinion, you know, some
Okay.
people might like it. Music's kind of weird like that.
And as of recent, you've been doing your own vocals, or is
Oh
it?
yeah, fucking. Well, I mean, I kind of go to like what's it called? Like I went to Quest Tucker, and then I recorded at Rock Royal. Shout out them as well.
Mm.
You know, I work with them people, but it's just like I don't know. I'm kind of like lazy with it in a way. Like I just be chilling, and you got to find your like moments of inspiration where you're actually feeling like you're ready to like make some like shit. You're like, oh yeah, I'm on that bullshit. I'm trying to get that energy to go on, and when you start spitting and shit, fucking what the fuck. It just feels like when you're at home chilling, it's the best creative space for you because you can really experiment and then just like keep redoing takes. Like I'll do like 6 or 7 takes sometimes when I'm recording, but they're usually one takes because I'm just like that's what I'm really trying to work on. It's just getting in the booth and just spitting and just hopping out and see what it's like, gauging the vocals and then trying to do like different tones and shit that really match the beats because you'll notice that with like bigger artists is they'll have a lot of different tracks that all sound like they got different tones on different vocal levels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if it's like a quiet song, they'll be like a little bit more whispery with it and shit like that.
Yeah. And you mentioned this the visuals, bro. Like, what made you get into doing videos?
Oh, it's just honestly, it was just the beef with fucking like Snake and all them. There's still a beef, I guess. But I dropped that track. I was recording at Ginger Jesus' shit. And I was like, I gotta make the visuals for this.
Okay.
But I was so inspired, like, back then. I didn't wait to message nobody. It was like pretty, like, I was like, I need this shit out today. So I sat there on CapCut for like a solid 2 days, just making it.
Yeah, like, did you have previous experience making videos, or it was just
Nah, that was my first video. It's kind of ass. Like, I don't even know how to fucking. I didn't know how to match the vocal, like, video or whatever with the. It was just terrible. Absolute garbage.
Yeah, bro, my first videos were fucking ass, bro. But, I mean, I think that's how you get better. Same thing, right? Like, with making music, like, the more you do it.
You just got to keep going.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. Like, the best people that, like, make the best music, they just got, like, a lot of history and a lot of fucking, like, losses and errors and shitty dog shit that they made. But now it's good because they just kept working on it. Like, that's what you got to do.
Yeah. What makes you want to make a video for this song?
For that song?
Or for any song, like like any song you make, do you have a plan to make it into a video, or
yeah, I mean,
it
it's
just depends?
mostly a lot of inspiration in regards for like whatever the fuck I made. Like, sometimes I just get up on that bullshit and I gotta make visuals for it in regards to whatever I'm talking about. Like in the Sippin' Tsunamis video, I like turn into a purple tsunami for it. And what the fuck else did I'm like turning into like a cat or something in a Ricky Bobby video, and then it like turns into like the fucking like outer space or some shit. It's pretty cool because I'm like trying to match the visuals with my lines. Like I think in the Ricky Bobby video I said something like, I'm on the street, so I'm acting tough, and then it like turned me into a cat, and then it like panned to a street, and then it went up to the sky or some shit like that. So it kind of like matched the visuals a tiny bit. And then in the Sippin' Tsunamis video, I be sipping, I got lean like the ocean, I be sipping tsunamis, and then it shows me turn into a big purple tsunami. That's what I'm mostly just trying to do, is just create visuals for all my bars and shit like that, and stuff that just like looks fucking cool.
Yeah, I know, because videos do add more character to a song, in my opinion. I don't know.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, you gotta do all that, man. You can't just fucking, you gotta put some expression into it. Like, come the fuck on. No, he's just trying to watch like screen clips,
Yeah,
nothing.
Yeah. Dude, what's it called? Making videos, did you learn something like when making videos?
Oh yeah, I learned a lot. There's always something to learn with like making music and videos. I still think I suck with like both aspects of it, but like with the video stuff, like man, I really learned how to like fucking what's it called? Like match like the way I'm moving and dancing with my music. You know, a lot of it's just like taking the clips and just lining them up with the audio take, and then just going through and then just slicing it up and just like attaching it to one another.
Yeah.
Like that. But as you like go on through like your edits or whatever the fuck, you start being able to just like slap that shit right on there. You just like watch it with it for a little bit on each take, and then as each take like fucking like goes through, you try to see which one looks the coolest, and you just like pick it and attach it. And if it looks whack, you just go back and re-edit it. You just keep moving like that, and eventually it'll come out like decent. Like there's honestly, it's supposed to be effortless with all aspects. You're supposed to be able to just go in the booth and just be like, and it just comes out perfect, and you just don't give a fuck, and it just like it's mastered fine. You know, that's the part of making music. When you put all this effort and shit, and you put all this energy and try to overthink it, it be coming out like some boo boo. But as soon as you just like sit there and just go whatever the fuck, you just fuck with it. It comes out pretty good, and that's the one thing you need to remember.
Yeah.
When you're like on that creative aspect, is you don't want to overthink it, and it's always good to get like outside influences on like all aspects, like your music, your videos, like your songwriting, the way you're like even spitting. Like I remember when I first started making music and then putting it on videos and stuff like that, and getting a little tiny bit of attention on Facebook. When I started like dropping shit, like motherfuckers are telling me like, bro, stop having all them rocks in your throat. It sounds like you're like swallowing gravel on the mic. So you know, like that shit really helped me like just question like how I should be appreciating my art and image and trying to like, you know, build a certain type of image.
I know, I feel you, bro. Yeah, cause one thing I don't know if people know, bro, like. You can make a video, but that doesn't mean everybody's gonna watch it. Cause like, there's so much to a video, bro. Like, how long it takes for you to capture somebody, that's really important. How entertaining the video is, if it's eye candy or if it's just an eyesore, fucking, and the time, bro. Like, if your video's too long, bro, a lot of people might not watch it.
Yeah, that's the biggest aspect, man. Is I'm trying to focus on like that engagement.
Yeah.
Like how long people like watch and listen to my shit. I'm not trying to like release no shit. It's like, oh damn, that shit. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like they're just, you know, a lot of people are ready to watch and listen to a lot of different things at certain points in time. You know, like one person might like a lot of hip hop, and then as they grow older, they just don't listen to it no more. They'll start listening to like Beethoven or some shit.
Yeah, no, that's facts,
and so like you'll miss people at different points in time, and you just got to catch people. But the thing about like hip hop in general is it's the most, what's it called? It's the most popular genre on the planet. Technically, if you look at all the statistics, it's better than country, fucking rock, all that. It gets like the most awards, it gets the most listeners, and the people that make the music are the most rich. So hip hop is technically where it's at in the culture, and fucking, you know, fuck, I forgot. I was going on a tangent with that one.
Yeah, but I feel like, bro, like because hip hop got so talented or so popular, I mean, I feel like people diluted the fuck out of it. I mean, it could be in a good way or a bad way, depending on how you look at it.
See, that's like my biggest problem. I feel like with music, like it just feels like I've already had my sound made by so many different people already. But then a lot of people are like, nah, this shit new. It is different. So, you know, I guess I'm just overthinking it in that aspect.
Yeah.
Like I know that I make hip hop, and you know, and I'm just some white boy, and I'm getting a little bit old. But like whatever, dude. Like Riff Raff's like 43, and he's like topping like fucking like all these like trending videos, like numbers and shit.
Yeah.
So who the fuck wants to even put like a label or any type of like fucking like what's it called? You know, like status to make it or whatever the fuck. Or competition, or you like, oh, all these old people need to shut up. Like, whatever, dude. Like, you can't even say that no more because 2 Chainz got like super famous when he was like 34 or 35 or I don't know, something like that. Yeah. And it feels like the biggest popping artists are kind of old. Like Drake is technically like I think the richest rapper in hip hop. He's got like the most numbers.
Yeah.
And he's getting a bit old, but he's still pulling like all these fucking numbers, you know, like so.
Yeah.
There's still got like a lot of fucking like audience for it. It's just it's so diluted with a lot of competition, and a lot of motherfuckers are putting platforms over under dog shit. Like even I feel like I do that, so I can't even speak too much on that aspect. But it's like who gives a fuck, man? Just like do a hobby that you like, and if it pays off after you put in a lot of time in it, like why is it a big deal?
I mean that's true, but I agree with that, man. Yeah, because I mean, again, yeah, it's so nowadays it's diluted, but I mean, low key, bro. Sometimes it hits for me. It's weird. It's weird, like, cause I went from, bro, like, if you were doing hip hop or rap, it had to be gangster, bro. There's no if, ands, or buts about
definitely, but yeah, I think Eminem changed that in like
it. Oh yeah.
2004 or some shit. You can't even say that no more, but like shit, like fucking, you can make hard hitting rap and it don't even like sound like on no hard shit. Like there's this West Coast artist I fuck with. His name's La Russell. And he just does like a Mac Dre inspired flow. Like it's kind of like mine in a way, but mine's a little bit more like street influence. Like I feel like the best like way to describe my type of music would probably be looking up Mimo the Mafioso.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of what I make in a way, but I don't even be trying to make music like that. Technically, I'm trying to make like some like Stink Team-esque like inspired like Draco, the Ruler offbeat like flow,
Okay.
like scheme going on. But I'm just a white dude, so it's kind of hard to like do that shit. It feels like when like you know when like more black males like or men or whatever the fuck put a lot of like like monotone like raps in it, it just comes off better. But if I do that, if I just speak like, hey man, it ain't gonna sound good on a track. Because I don't know what it is about it. It just sounds so like fucking like high pitched. You know what I mean? And it just sounds a little bit too nasally and just not it. It's not what you should be doing with your sound. You know, I feel like with rap music, especially like mostly like hip hop, like a lot of people are putting like a lot of fucking like low breath and like broad like aggressive like and shit like that. Like look at Kendrick, he's like bust down or mustard in the beginning of that track, and then he just starts rapping in like almost like a monotone. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. I definitely wanted to get into this, bro. What made you wanna work at a casino as a card dealer?
I don't know. You know, that shit's fucking dope to me. Card dealing.
Were you were you playing cards before?
Oh hell no. I was
Really?
No, I wasn't really into card gambling like that. My brothers, man, they're heavy on that shit. But like on card aspects, like nah, dude. I've mostly, you know, just been like a video gamer. Not on no like physical games. Like board games are dope. Like, but I really don't be doing that shit. But card dealing's fucking where it's at, man. Like that shit it's just entertaining. I always got a lot of fucking like expressive games going on and just a lot of wild shit in that motherfucker.
Yeah,
I definitely recommend it.
Yeah, dude. Like, I mean, that when I seen you post that you were a card dealer, bro, that really interests me, bro. Because I was like, how does it work? Like, you said you took classes. Like, were the classes what you expect? Like, just learning the cards or the rules, or was it more than that?
I wasn't expecting any of it, to be honest. When
Really?
I tried to be a table dealer, I was kind of like expecting me to just like go on site for some reason in my mind when I applied. But no, they put you through like a dealer school. It's all like entry level too. Like you can probably try to apply there as a dealer, and they'll put you through like dealer school for like 2 months or 3, depending on how fast you learn, how much you know cards and all that shit. And then they'll put you on the floor, and then they'll start having you like swing out cards and taking people's money.
Dude, and did you feel like you learned it pretty quick, or?
I mean, I honestly, I learned shit pretty slow, if I'm gonna be quite honest. Like a lot of people call me smart, but when it comes to like learning new skills and new things, Like, I feel like I'm a slow learner. I just don't catch on that easy. I don't know why.
Yeah. No,
Maybe I'm being influenced by too many people's criticisms of me in regards to that, but I don't know. I feel like a slow burner.
Okay. Dude, so how is it dealing with people? Can you tell who's going to be a problem before they start playing?
Well, you can instantly read people's energy.
Really?
And body language. A lot of the times, people just come off aggressive sometimes, and they be trying to, like, get all masculine and trying to control the table. No, this is the way I do things. And I'm just like, come on, bro. Like, it's the fucking casino. Like, what am I supposed to do?
And is that because of, like you see them drinking or...
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of bullshit like that. Motherfuckers just get mad as hell. Like, they'll lose, like, 3 racks to your table, and then they just start getting all fucking buttery. Like, fuck this dealer. Start slamming. Like, they literally slam the table and get up and, like, storm off. It's kind of fucking hilarious. Like, like, what the fuck?
Like, do you... I don't know, like, that it's just... I feel like you deal with a lot of people's egos because money's involved, bro. Like,
oh yeah, definitely. Motherfuckers in there be trying to treat me like I'm just a lowly fucking peon. I had one dude, I was like in high limit or whatever, and this motherfucker's like, he's like, you want this tip? You want this tip? You're gonna draw a face card for me. Only if you give me. I'm just like, fuck off. And the thing that sucks about that casino is like, you can't even give much pushback to, like, entities that like that.
Okay.
If they're like,
yeah,
if they're like a high, a really wealthy player, and they start acting like that, you gotta, like, fucking kind of just take it and just not let it get to you. Because, like, if you say anything or try to give any, like, pushback on, like, restrictions, no, you can't do 3 hands, or no, you can't reserve 2 spots. Like, I got fucking my ass chewed out. And it was just stupid as hell. Like, even the whole table was agreeing with me.
Yeah.
But since it was a more influential person that was considered a whale in the casino, he just got my ass reprimanded for it. And the pit boss was just like, nope, you can't be doing that. We don't do that here. Next time, you're going to tell me. And I was like, oh, it pissed me off for a whole day. I was just steaming. I was like, man, this is fucking bullshit. What the fuck am I working here for? But I just, I let
So, because I low-key thought, bro, like, the house matters. Whatever the house rules are, that's what goes first.
Oh, yeah, dude.
The people, I mean, it's second, bro, because, I mean, it's a gamble, right?
Yeah. Well, the thing that sucks about that casino, in a way, is, like, everybody says it has too many rules. They'll be like, why do you do it the exact opposite way of every other casino? And tell me why you can't show the face card when you're drawing on blackjack, when they're doing a double down.
Okay.
And... like, it's just because the casino has a lot of rules. Like, apparently other casinos are just a little bit more, what's it called? Less strict about it. But then, that one can be on some bullshit sometimes.
Yeah. Dude, and I got to ask you this. I don't know if you can answer it, but can you kick somebody out of your table just because you don't like them?
I mean, yeah, pretty much. Like, if you come to the table and you just, like, start, like, obviously, like, talking a whole lot of fucking shit, like, they're just gonna walk immediately up to the table. They're probably gonna have me tapped out instantly, and either based off how aggressive it can be, like, oh, I'm gonna kick your ass or kill you or whatever, they'll send my ass home through, like, security, or they'll fucking have me tapped out and go to the break room while someone takes my stead, just because I'm not liked as a dealer.
Yeah.
So, like, but that's mostly, like, not my decision to decide. Like, when things, problems arise at the table, I just say, floor!
Oh, okay.
And they just walk over to me and just say, what's up?
Okay, I wasn't sure if you can, like if it got to the point, like, you can put your hands on the person and be like, hey, bro, you got to go.
No, I can't do that.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I'm trying to, like, I got a whole, like, tray of chips, like, a lot of money in front of me. I'm not going to say how much exactly, but, like, my job as, like, a dealer is to just be a literal watchtower and make sure that those chips are not fucked with at all. If I snap my head to the side and some guy's sitting in, like, the first position on a blackjack table, that guy can reach over real quick and grab the chips, and surveillance, there's, like, it's just not supposed to happen. Like, surveillance and shit like that, they're pretty on point in that. But it's like, they'll come and, like, take like $5 from people like days later. It's kind of like, what the fuck? Like straight
Yeah,
up
sure.
off my table. I'll hit tables at the break room, after the break room, and then motherfuckers like they'll be overpaying or something on like something. And the security will come over and they'll be like, you overpaid on this table. And I'll be like, what the fuck? That wasn't even me. There was some guy that tapped me or tapped in or whatever the fuck.
Oh, shit. And, dude, can you gamble when you're not on the clock?
Oh, hell no. They won't let me go in there and do no. I can't put no money in no machine. I can't do nothing in that bitch. Nothing. I can drink at the bar for like only 2 drinks. I think maybe 1.
And this is off the clock.
And
right?
just buy food, yeah. I'm not allowed to do none of that shit on the clock.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure, like, if you could, like,
I mean, you can buy food. A lot of people do that, like, on the clock, like, during lunch breaks and stuff like that, but...
Damn, dude, that's crazy. Not even the machine. Like, you got no control over that.
I think I got to go to a whole nother... I don't know if I have, like, limitations to go to Hard Rock casinos and other locations and gamble.
Uh-huh.
Like, a lot of people say a lot of different shit, so I don't fucking even know. But I definitely cannot gamble in that bitch. And I don't want to. I'm not trying to spend no money in there and give the casino no fucking money. Fuck that. You know, honestly, I don't know why people, like, invest in gambling and blackjack and, like, winning. Like, oh, I'm a gamble fucking god and I play poker a lot and I make a lot of money from that. Like, man, I feel like when you invest money into, like, assets and, like, land and, you know, shit like that, it comes with a lot more, like, success. You know, even like a restaurant.
Yeah.
Like when you put all your money into Bitcoin, like, oh, I'm gonna invest in Bitcoin, you just come off like a fucking mouth breather to me. I feel like the most like successful like Bitcoin entities that exist in like, you know, everyday life would probably be black market drug dealers, to be honest. The fucked up thing about it is because there's just a lot of money laundering that's involved with like cryptocurrencies and, you know, shit like that and fucking other types of currencies that are crypto, besides Bitcoin. Like, people always think that there's like all these entities that exist because they invested in the Bitcoin and then it turned into like 10,000 or 20,000 more. Like, at this point, it's like 110,000, and it jumped up from, like, I think it was, like, 50 racks, like, maybe, like, fucking, I don't know, like, 6 months ago or some shit, maybe a year ago. I can't remember. But you're only getting double back the money you invest in that, and who the fuck's going to, like, put 3 or 4 racks at tandem into Bitcoin and get back 8K and be like, oh, yeah, I made 4K in, like, 6 months. Like, you're going to get more money at a fucking job doing that.
Yeah, no, that's true, bro. Shit. I don't believe in the Bitcoin shit, bro. Like,
oh, it's just volatile.
Yeah, bro.
Don't do it.
Yeah. Now I gotta ask you a few things I gotta ask you, bro. From card dealing, is there anything you've learned that you didn't know before?
Well, yeah, you know, fucking, I know how to deal cards now.
Which I feel is like an ace up your sleeve, no?
Yeah, I mean, it's cool as hell. Like, it's a new skill in life, but I feel like it's not even all that. Like, I can learn so much more. I feel a little bit underwhelming as a person. Like, I should be doing way much more with my life. That's why I'm trying to pick up the video editing. That's why I be trying to just make rap, and that's why I'm, like, learning these new skills. You know, during all this, I'm trying to go back to school and, like, learn shit and, you know, never hold yourself to, like, certain limitations. Invest in yourself and just try to always, like, fucking, you know, like, just do new shit. Fuck it. Who cares, you know? If it doesn't pay off, at least you, like, got to experience something on the way, you know?
That's interesting, bro, because I would assume working at a casino, especially the one here, like, I feel like, you know, you would have that feeling of, oh, bro, I'm in a good place.
You know, a lot of people do that in that casino. I can sense it. I can read their faces, and I see how they, like, move and shit and interact with other people. The people that are getting to that casino as card dealers and just other people, management maybe, I know they're going to be there for the rest of their lives, just working strictly at that casino. Because it's a decent job if you look in the perspective of, like, Rockford's other opportunities. It's
Yeah.
just a lot of warehouse and factory bullshit if you're entry level. Nah, but that casino will be like training you as like an entry level person. They'll put you through like card school, and you can even learn how to like deal crazy shit like craps, which I would not recommend. I think it takes like 2 months
Oh shit.
of like straight up like full weeks going into fucking like dealer school to learn how to just deal craps. And I don't know how to fucking do that shit. That shit requires a lot of time.
And you do for me. You wouldn't think so, bro. You would think it's just learning numbers and certain rules.
Oh hell no, there's tons of math all the fucking time. Like it's like, oh man, I can definitely feel my brain. Like I ate a bowl of pasta or something in the lunchroom last night. It was like later on in the evening, and I was dealing blackjack the whole night. And I ate one bowl of pasta, and I went out there, and like 10, 20 minutes later, it was like I couldn't do simple addition again. Like I just felt my brain going slow. And then like there was like an Asian family in front of me, like they're like 16, and I'm just like, oh yeah, fuck shit,
Because bro, I've definitely had that. I mean, I've never worked at a casino, but I definitely had that moment of like, bro, my brain feels lost because you go. When you first work your first couple hours and then you go to break or lunch and then you eat and then you kind of feel slow.
Oh yeah, dude, you get all like lethargic.
I didn't think that would really happen like dealing cards. I thought it was like just like simple.
Nah, dude, there's a lot of brain power in that shit. You're constantly having to do math. Like when I'm at the fucking like the UT table, it's the Texas table. Man, I hate those payouts, bro. They're so bullshit. Because like as soon as somebody gets like something big, you'll look at this huge table and it'll be like ×8 a bet. Times 9 a bet, times 10 of the bet.
Okay.
On for like each tier of the payouts.
Yeah.
And sometimes like motherfuckers be like betting bullshit ass numbers. Like this motherfucker's at the table betting 2.5 chips, and then I gotta 2 times 5 that shit. I'm just like fuck off, and I just like grab 5 of those chips and give it to him. Like fuck you, you fucking dickhead. Fucking give me that bullshit.
Oh hell no, dude. Definitely something new, bro. I definitely appreciate you being open about it. Now I gotta ask you one more thing, and then we're gonna finish it off there, bro. I gotta ask you one thing, bro. What makes a person a good friend?
Just fuck, man. You can't have all these expectations for people. Just being there for them when they need you. I feel like that's the real aspect of like being a good friend. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like having friendships and relationships with women and shit like that. You gotta put a lot of effort into it at points. Like you can't just be like, oh yeah, we're friends. No, you're just an acquaintance. If you don't put there's nothing there in the fucking so-called friendship, but just like talking and hanging out at work. Like I don't consider none of those people my friends. They're acquaintances to me. Because they're just a small fragment of my life, and I don't ever go outside of work and hang out with these people or really show them my Facebook or none of that shit. Like, I just don't be doing that. I'm a little bit separated from that. It takes maybe like a little bit of time for me to consider like people I know and close to me to be considered friends. And I've had motherfuckers like last year that were like sitting there calling me. They were like, "Oh, bro, I feel like we're brothers." And I just wanted to slap in the face because, saying that pissed me off so bad. My brother's dead. And I lost fucking best friends to me suddenly, like actual, like people I considered like a brother. Like I grew up with this dude. He died on me. He's 27. His name's Nick Jarowski, and he's my twin. Like we were so alike. All our little mannerisms, tandems, fucking the way we talk, the way we just like say shit and laugh about shit, like, shit like that. We were the same. That was my like twin. And then I had people sitting there being like, "Oh, bro, you're like my brother," and then the whole time he's just trying to backstab me, saying,
"What's with people doing that, bro?" Like I had a situation, bro, where a person I was working with, bro, he made it seem like we're real good friends, but he never did shit that was like being a friend.
I don't know, bro. Everybody's like fucking different.
Like I don't know if he knew that. Like I knew he was bullshitting or what, bro. But like he was like, "Bro, man, we're like best friends." But like it's like, bro, like you've never done nothing best friend.
It's just fake, man.
Yeah, like it's weird, bro.
He might be doing a number of things. He's just being a weirdo, and he doesn't know how to fucking interact with people. He's socially retarded. Excuse me, not trying to offend retarded people.
Yeah, no.
But fucking, people that are socially dumb. There's people that are trying to manipulate you. There's people that are just trying to, like, entertain some bullshit with you to get something out of you.
Yeah,
Not even manipulating, just trying to fucking fool you.
Yeah.
And then there's just people that are just assholes. What can you do?
And the whole reason why I asked you that, bro, is because, I'm learning, like, and I don't know, like, so that's why I just wanted to ask that, because, you might know something I might not know, and that can help me later on in life. So that's why I just.
Oh yeah, there's always something you can like learn from other people and shit. Like
Yeah.
that's a lot of where my fucking like audio, like engineering, whatever the fuck. Like I think it's pretty decent on some songs, like Ben 10. That song's pretty good audio engineering for me. But all that's just from learn from other people. Like even on YouTube and in person. Like, you never know who you're going to be hanging around or what you're going to be around or soaked into or delved into to start learning some new shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's one thing you can definitely just utilize with other people at Tandem. Like, you ain't even got to, like, sit there and, like, hang out with them, be homies with them. You could just be around them and then you can, like, learn some new shit just talking to them.
Yeah, no offense, bro.
People got a lot of knowledge to spread just being around them.
Yeah. And I'm that type of person, bro. Like, I might not hit you up all the time. I might not even reply. But just know, if you're a cool person to me, I wish you nothing but the best. And I hope everything is going okay. But I can't just always stick around and talk. And I feel like an asshole when I say that. But the thing is, bro, in reality, bro, I don't have too much time to just talk, bro. Like,
yeah. Yeah, that's definitely something with me. I've definitely been trying to. Oh man, I ain't really trying to like entertain like people that just want to like hang around all day and just get like fucking stoned and drunk and bullshit.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, once in a while, but like that while, I mean like weeks to months, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, fuck that.
Cause like daily, bro, you're not gonna get that from me, bro. Like I'm somebody who has shit to do, bro. I technically don't have a job. My job is to make shit, bro.
That's fucking dope though.
Like, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, bro. Like, it sounds dope, but, like, bro, it's a pain in the ass, bro.
Oh, I bet.
Like, imagine your job, right? Like, you have to look for it, and then you have to have people agree that you're going to do, the dealing. Imagine that, bro. Like, you're looking for your job 24/7. It's not coming to you. You have to go look for it.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, but the thing is, bro, like, I'm my own person, and every time I work on something, all that credit goes to me. It doesn't go to my factory job. It goes all to me.
That's dope, though.
Yeah. But, dude, bro, I thank you so much for coming on, bro. Like, the reason why I love doing this, bro, is because I learned a lot from you, bro. Like, I don't know if you thought I didn't or not, or what I thought I was going to expect. But, bro, like, I just love to hear stuff because all that stuff you were talking about definitely fills me up with motivation. And
hell yeah, man. Just keep going, man.
Yeah.
The world already knocks us down already. Why even try to fucking even hop up in that shit?
Yeah.
Like, dude. There's so much shit. Like, especially in Rockford in today's day and age. I feel like we're going through an economic recession.
Yeah.
Like, shit's
bro.
about to get real rough.
I feel like soon.
Yeah. It just feels like that. But, why try to spread that like all that negative energy? Like, man, you gotta like fuck them. You just gotta be a good person to your people and just show them what it's about. Like, I feel like that's the dopest part of like me rapping and shit. Is a lot of people just message me, like old friends from my high school, and they'll be like, dude, what the fuck? Like, I had it was like some girl I grew up with. She was messaging me because something really fucked up happened to her just recently. She had a lot of deaths occur to her. And she was asking me about, like, how do you handle grief? And I didn't really have much to say to her. I just said, there is no way to handle it. It just happens to you. You try to do the best you can and try to not let shit really get to you. And then you just, take it one step at a time. And eventually it but it will eventually get better.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because, you know, even the most fucked up people in the world, you know, as they get older and shit, it just feels like, you know, you should always be trying to just be the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
And I always feel like that's the most, like, successful people. I'm not even talking about, like, wealth, but just people that are, like, happy.
Yeah.
And just, like, really glowing. Is they constantly try to, like, be on that good energy. And they're always just, like, you know, they got a lot of positivity about them, and they're not on that bullshit. Yeah. So I feel like that's the best version of yourself. That's what you got to be, and that's what you got to do.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree, bro. And before we go, bro, I actually have a gift for you. So usually at the end of the podcast, I usually draw something for people. But, I mean, I didn't really have time because of the short notice, bro. But this is actually a deck of cards from New Orleans, bro.
Oh, that's super dope.
Yeah. Because, and I figured because, you know, you're a card dealer. Hope I'm not being a, what's it called? A stereotype because you're a card dealer that you, you know, like. But
I really appreciate this, man. This is fucking cool.
Yeah, bro. I mean, my homie that took me to New Orleans, bro, he said, keep it. It might be worth some money, bro. So who knows? So at least
I'll probably just keep it.
Yeah. I mean,
add it to like a little collection I got going on.
Yeah. So that's why I wanted to give it to you, bro. Because I was just I've had that for a while, bro, and I was just wondering like who really plays cards. And low key, you're the first person in almost like 2 years or a year, because I forgot the last time I went to.
Hell yeah, dude. Fucking table games are so dope. I'll be chilling at the crib, you know, we're just playing with bullshit little chips and shit that. I'll just be doing bullshit games. That's how I learned how to play Texas at first.
Oh, okay.
Was I was playing with chips, and then I found a board game of Texas Ultimate Hold'em at Goodwill for like $2 or whatever the fuck, and I was like, oh hell yeah, we gotta get it.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's got like a little fake felt. And then we had like little fake play chips, and you know that's how I learned how to deal Texas.
Oh, okay.
Was doing it with a fucking like $2 board game play set that I found, and I was just chilling with people at the house. We're all just playing like, you know, like card games, and they're super dope. Like I was looking up, there's so many ways to play card games. Like they got like fucking RPG, like fucking what's it called? Like almost like dungeon crawler, like Dungeons and Dragons types ass fucking like card games that you can play with like 4 people, and there's like certain rule sets you do. It's like wild what people can come up with just a pack of fucking cards. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know there's many card games, bro. The only one I know how to play for sure is 21.
Oh yeah, Spanish 21. I don't even know how to deal that shit.
I thought that was one of the card games you've done or did on the table.
No, I've not done many. Like I don't know roulette. I don't know craps. I know blackjack. I know UT.
I thought blackjack was the professional way of saying 21.
No. If I hear 21, I'm thinking of Spanish 21. It's like another form of blackjack, but it's got different rules. Like I think the aces are actually just ones, and you still try to go to 21, and then like you can do like double downs after like 3 card hits, which they won't ever allow you to do in a blackjack fucking setting, actually.
Oh, okay. See, something I learned, bro. Like, and I love it, bro. So before we close it off, bro, I'm actually gonna play a little video of yours on the corner of the screen to play it out. So, I was thinking this one, sipping Tusani.
No, maybe the Ben 10.
Ben 10? All links down below. Definitely go check out my boy, bro. For Instagram, YouTube, SoundCloud, I believe, right? Yeah, all his links will be down in the description. With that being said, guys, stay tuned and stay safe.
Appreciate it.
Hey, feeling like Ben 10 bands on my wrist, couple red spinach just came out my piss, fast feels in my car because I don't want the pain, you know the plug showing me love, probably cause they pour their drugs all up at the club, drink got me pissed, I pop me mugger, I be paranoid, PTSD, bitch I might just kill my cousin, he be steady bro running, getting me a lot of tussin', I ain't talking rubber, we sip a yellow water bottle, why you always calling all the cops, acting like my eyes pops and my knots, we rockin' a pint bag to bag non-stop. Juggle, we trick, bitch, right up at the spot. Scan all my hoes, let's see what's in the pockets.